Hello there, Sorry from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted 4 crushing difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 5, Hector Alcazar. So we're now in chapter 5 and we finally get to fire a gun at something that's actively trying to fire guns at us. And that's pretty cool, because, you know, Uncharted's got a nice mix of everything, and I used to play these games for combat until I got a combat system that I didn't enjoy. So immediately you're going to be starting off playing as Sam with a pistol, and we're going to be pushing forward, following this Kaiser Soze motherfucker. And then we're going to be just laying some shots down the lanes, and it's all pretty standard stuff. You're reloading, you're going into cover, you're learning how the game works. Occasionally you're going into tandem cover because the AI is fantastic at stealing cover. And the game is showing you how to do the shooty thing, which you're going to do a lot of this, guys, so you want to at least get semi-competent with your aim, because if you're having trouble, you need to practice, because apparently there's no auto-aim, which I did not notice at all, because I think the aiming on this game is perfectly fine. Never had any problems with the aiming in this one, outside of the fact that you put your reticle on people and the bullet still fucking misses, but that's something that Uncharted's done since day one, because it's realistic shooting, right guys? The fun thing about this shootout here is it's the most conventional thing in the game. You will never come across a situation where cover is this liberal and decent. Notice how none of the tables are breaking and I'm being completely stripped of cover. Notice how there isn't 7 avenues for dudes to jump above me and come and put pressure on me in that way, or move to my sides, or notice how we don't have several grenades hanging off my tits because everyone's throwing them ad nauseum and they're infinite. At this moment in time, it almost feels, doesn't it, like this is going to be fun. Well, it will soon change, guys, and it'll soon get real fancy. And I'm interested to see how other people feel about certain sections. But we're going to be waiting here for doors to open as we move forward. And there's something I've got to say here, guys. Why does Sam look like the dad of the girl in Arrow who plays the cop? You know the one I'm talking about? The guy who's an alcoholic, then he's not an alcoholic, then he hates the Arrow, then he likes the Arrow. That dude. You noticed how he looks almost like that guy? So weird that he looks the way he looks. And we know Naughty Dogs have always had a little bit of an issue of making their characters look like certain celebrities, even when the celebrities call them out for it, but it's so weird hearing Troy Baker but not having Troy Baker. You know, I want my Baker and I want to eat it too. But there's a little context-sensitive combat sequence. We've now picked up an assault rifle. It's telling us how to swap shoulders, so somebody on Twitter said that you couldn't swap shoulders in cover, and I'm about to test it here, and you can. So I don't know why he said that. I think he was just maybe frustrated and annoyed, and he'd perhaps not read that little tooltip then. But you can change your shoulders in cover, guys, by pressing X. However, there may be certain pieces of cover that don't let you do it. I just wanted to check it then to make sure. But pressing X to swap shoulders, who the fuck does that? There's some weird buttons in this game, and I don't know if you're like me, but I've been pressing the wrong buttons every single time I play this game, because I think in the other Uncharted's, one of the triggers reloads. I don't know which one, and I don't know why, because it's been a long time since I made that brutal guide in my mind. But I keep pressing triggers to reload, and it doesn't reload in this game. You have to press triangle, and it doesn't feel right. And the worst part is, when I press square to reload, because square's the universal reload button, I don't know if you knew this, Naughty Dog, but it's on every fucking game ever. Let us reload with square, goddammit. On this game, it swaps weapons. Why? What's the point in the D-pad swapping weapons if I can get it through this awkward thing I'm going to press, because I've been conditioned to press it for my entire life, you know? And I play with different buttons as well, so maybe square is reload on the standard buttons, but I am not using PlayStation 4 triggers to shoot. You can die in a ditch full of poison ivy and acid, because that's not happening. Like, if I wanted to mess about with questionable triggers, and they're not as questionable as PS3, let's be fair. Look at this for cover, by the way. See that shit? I couldn't even aim around it. But this is a great example of what I mentioned in the first video, guys. In any other game, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I would not be in cover. Because when you're in cover, it's a binary thing. You're either in cover, or you're aiming out and you're vulnerable. In every other third-person shooter, I would be doing what I'm doing now, outside of cover, guaranteeing I'm safe and cannot be shot, and I can still shoot them. by exploiting the way the camera works, the way the damage it leaves my model. But you can't do it in this game. And if you do it, you will die. You'll take damage when that's happening. And if it was on Brutal, you die in 2 bullets. And every single time you watch this walkthrough, guys, if you want a drinking game, you can drink every time I say I'm disappointed with this game or in any way heartbroken by Uncharted 4, because I am heartbroken by this game. It made me so sad for the last 2 days, it's not even funny. I had to wait to make these commentaries because all it was going to be was me saying how much I don't like this game. And nobody seems to be able to process the concept of somebody not liking this game, which is why I have to be so very specific. By the way, the cover I'm up against will degrade because the turret can break cinder blocks. I shoot that barrel to get rid of dudes, and then I'm going to roll towards that right-hand piece of cover when I've regenerated. Get to that cover, and this sequence kills itself. Very weird, but it works. But drink every time I'm not happy with the game, and drink every time I take 2 bullets while trying to aim. You're going to die, so please do it responsibly, but it's the Brutal drinking game for this particular walkthrough. Every time I would have died in Brutal, take a shot of your desired choice. And I'm guaranteeing it, guys. You might not see too much action because there's a lot of sequences where the gunfights aren't very long and we can get through them quite effectively. But later on, like I'm already dead in Brutal by now, so you've already just took a shot. We're well on the way. We're taking plenty of shots now, but you see what I mean? Like, it's such a completely different experience. And you only know if you endured Brutal, and not many people did. And I don't blame them, because Brutal was hard. But you know the great thing about Uncharted 4? Is it's left such a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to how the gunplay and cover system should work, that I can't wait to go back and play Uncharted 1 and play Uncharted 3 on Brutal and make guides for both of them and remember what I loved about this series. So there is silver linings in everything, guys.